It's about time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to everybody, and I really mean every single one of y'all that has, that has subscribed to the channel, who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are my Trill 100 Mil gang. Y'all are the About Time Boxing family. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe to the channel. Encourage others to subscribe. Become part of Rashawn's About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. Alright, so October 30th, Jaron Ennis versus Thomas Dulorme. This is a fight that I'm looking forward to, and I'll tell you why. I'm looking forward to this fight because, alright, now that the WBA has finally decided to rank Jaron Ennis. Now we know that the last time Thomas Dulorme fought was on the undercard of Jaron Ennis versus Sergey Lipinets. He fought the guy Stanionis. So after Stanionis beat Dulorme, Stanionis become number one. He's the mandatory for Yordenis Ugas WBA title. Now, after the way Dulorme looked in that fight against Stanionis, at first, like before the fight happened, I was like, yeah, well maybe they made, Dulorme put him on, made him the co-main event on Ennis Lipinets because they was, they was expecting Dulorme probably to look good, win in dramatic fashion, and then boom, match him up with, him and Boots fight, and then, and then everything else go from there. But Dulorme looked horrible in that fight. And if y'all saw that fight, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Stanionis, I mean, they was even questioning like whether the dude was even on something. Like the way they say, I saw the fight, so he beat Dulorme's ass, like he did. But Jaron Ennis and Dulorme, y'all know, because I said it before, they were supposed to fight in December, I think, of 2019. But Dulorme caught COVID. So, of course, they brought in Van Heerden. All right, we moving forward. So, now, October 30th, Jaron Ennis against Thomas Dulorme. Now, I think Jaron Ennis is going to put on, he's going to do what he do. He's going to put on another show. And I believe he stops Dulorme inside 8 rounds. Anywhere from 1 to 8, I think Boots stops him. He going to stop Dulorme. Either Dulorme going to end up on his back, or they going to throw that towel in. Or it's going to be a RTD, a referee technical decision. The ref going to stop in and wave it off. But no question, Jaron Ennis wins this fight in dramatic fashion against against Thomas Dulorme. Jaron Ennis is it's sad that so many people still don't see the skill set, the dedication, and the work ethic of this kid, Jaron Ennis. I know him since he was a kid. He's special. Why the people can't see that, don't know. But for those who think that he's not, keep thinking that. And then when he get to that top level, I don't want everybody switching up now talking about, oh yeah, man, Boots the truth, and I don't want to hear none of that. Keep talking trash about him the way y'all been, those of y'all who've been doing it, and y'all know who y'all are. The ones that come on my channel talking about he hasn't proven anything in the sport, he can't beat this person, oh, he fighting a bunch of UPS drivers and Uber drivers, all y'all that make them dumbass comments like that. When he beat your favorite fighter, when he get to that top level, keep that same energy. Don't switch it up. Because that's what a lot of people do. They jump on a bandwagon after the fact. So what's going to happen after he beat Thomas Dulorme? He has to become the mandatory for one of those belts. Because when he was scheduled to fight Dulorme back then, Ed Levine, the president of the IBO, put the belt up. But of course, they had to bring in Van Heerden. You see what Van Heerden did to try to get out the fight, and we saw what happened. So I said, in my opinion, and I stand on it, Jaron Ennis is the uncrowned IBO welterweight champ. He should have that belt. I don't care what nobody say. That strap should be his. Truth be told, he should have another slice of it too, for real. You got almost 30 fights with a 97 or 98% knockout ratio, 95% knockout ratio. Again, like I said, there's been fighters who has become champions with less fights, less knockouts. Why? Why are the politics of boxing, trying to keep this kid down, trying to keep a foot? See, y'all don't realize, by the politics of boxing, or the powers that be, by them doing this, y'all only making him hungrier and hungrier. Y'all making him train harder and harder, and that means he's going to win. Every time he step in that ring, he got something to prove, and he going to show y'all why. Y'all can keep throwing the people in front of him, but he going to keep knocking them down. And people can say what they want about the opposition that he's been fighting, but like I said before, that's only a confirmation of Jaron Ennis' dedication to how hard he trains, and is a confirmation of his skill set. Say whatever the hell y'all want. He's supposed to make them people look like they don't belong in the ring with him, because they don't. He's supposed to be in there with the top level opposition. What are y'all looking at? He's supposed to be in there with the top level opposition. Y'all can't see that? And then when he destroyed Sergey Lipinets, before he fought Lipinets, Lipinets was supposed to be the threat. Oh man, no. Lipinets, no, I'm telling you, man, he fought Mikey. He stopped Lamont Peterson. He did this, blah, 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 blah. But when Boots stopped him, knocked him out, look at what people still try to do. They still try to discredit that. And everybody had Sergey Lipinets on that upper crust. And when Boots knocked him out, then all of a sudden, he wasn't a real welterweight anyway. He's just he's a blown up junior middleweight. He should have never been in there with Boots anyway. But before then, nobody ain't seem to think that. Lipinets gonna give him some work. Lipinets gonna do this. Lipinets gonna do that. So when he destroys Thomas Dulorme, then what y'all gonna say? Oh, what Dulorme did look bad in his last fight. Got knocked out by Terrence Crawford. All this, that, and the third. Blah, 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 blah. Nah. What is everybody gonna say after he destroys Dulorme? And I'm surprised that there's not the public is not demanding for him to get a title shot. Why all these other fighters with less fights than him, less knockouts than him, everybody campaign for them to get title shots? But with Jaron Ennis, every time he stops somebody else, oh, well, he need another step-up fight. Oh, he need to prove this. Oh, he need to fight this person. Oh, he not the best. He not ready for the best. How are you supposed to be able to prove that you the best if the best won't get in the ring with you? How are you supposed to prove that you better? See, let me explain something to you. Larry Merchant did an interview with Floyd Mayweather a long time ago. This is when not Money Mayweather, this is when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. And Larry Merchant said to him, Floyd, why is it that you're not fighting the big fights? What do you think that it is? Why you? And Floyd said, it's not that I'm not going to fight the big fights. He said, but I can't make these guys. I can't make these guys, like Oscar De La Hoya, Winky Wright, Shane Mosley. He said, I can't make these guys fight me. So if they don't want to fight me, I'm going to fight the guys underneath them. And if they don't want to fight me, I'm going to fight the guys underneath them. I got a job to do. I got to stay busy. So y'all can try to mock Jaron Ennis or make fun of Boots for fighting the people that he's fighting, but he's doing what he's supposed to do with the level of opposition they put in front of him. He's supposed to make them look like that they don't belong in the ring with him. So if the top guys don't want to fight, he trying to fight the guys, he gonna fight the guys underneath them. And if they don't want to fight, then he gonna fight the guys underneath them. So he's supposed to get rusty, stay on the shelf, and not do nothing. He trying to prove that that he's one of the best. He is, but he's trying to prove it. So what is it that y'all expect when everybody keeps saying all this nonsense like, oh, he ain't fighting nobody. He fighting Uber drivers or UPS drivers. You can't prove you the best by fighting them. Then how else are you supposed to prove that you the best? By fighting the best, right? The best has to step up and take the challenge, don't they? If they don't step up and take the challenge, then what is he supposed to do? Keep knocking down the people they put in front of him until somebody finally step up and say, okay, I'm going to fight this Ennis kid. But if y'all think he going to stop training, and if y'all think he going to put himself on the shelf, man, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy and sadly mistaken. Because he don't work like that, and neither do his father. They are work horses. I know how Bozy get down. I know. So I don't understand what all this stuff is about. So when he beat Thomas Dulorme, he should be the #1 contender for one of those belts. You can't keep pacifying him. You can't. What they gonna do? Just think y'all gonna wait him out and then he just gonna say, oh, forget about it, I'm gonna go up to 54? No. When y'all open up that door, he gonna be standing right on the other side of it. He ain't going nowhere. But I'm looking forward to this fight October 30th. And I'm looking for Jaron Ennis to win in dramatic, spectacular fashion. I'm looking for him to go in there and put on a show. But I also expect the idiots, the idiot critics to be like, oh well, DeLorme ain't nothing no more. That's what they tried to say about Chris Van Heerden. But he was somebody when he fought Errol Spence. So it was okay for Chris Van Heerden to be a measuring stick for Errol Spence to prove that Errol was ready for the elite. But not for Jaron Ennis. Same thing with Delorme. Are you serious? Jaron Ennis been proved he was ready for the elite. Nobody's just not stepping up yet. And everybody keep talking about, oh, well, I like to see him fight Keith Thurman. I like to see him fight Sean Porter. He wanted those fights. He wanted to fight Abel Ramos too. But that's okay. Then everybody talking about him and Virgil. I would love to see him and Virgil Ortiz fight. That would be a great fight. But I believe when those two guys fight, it's going to be for somebody. One of them is going to have a belt. One of them is going to have a belt when they fight. And I'm looking forward to that fight. But it's just certain fights that they just not going to make. And I don't understand how Stanionis, who beat Delorme in April, now he's the #1 contender for Ugas's belt. But Boots destroyed Lipinets. And in some of the rankings, they still have Sergey ranked higher than Jaron. If I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me. Leave the comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Share this video. And leave the comments. But I feel like that Jaron Ennis is being treated unfairly. And you got people out there hating on him like Bernard Hopkins. And Bernard Hopkins, you should be ashamed of yourself, especially knowing what it was that you've been through in the fight game. But you know what? Nobody don't, people should expect you to be the way that you are. You didn't even endorse your own nephew. You wanted him to stop training with Bozy to go train with Bowie Fisher. And this is no disrespect to Bowie Fisher. Rest in peace. But if it's not broke, then what are you trying to fix if it's not broke? If it's not broke, what is it that you're trying to fix? Because the chemistry between them two was great. They had great chemistry together. But Bernard, everybody, I expect you to do what you're doing. You hating on Boots, you saying stuff about Jaron Ennis too. How can you say that stuff? Like, how can you say the things that you say about Jaron Ennis, knowing that this kid should have been had a title shot, and you know it? And look at all the stuff that you've been through throughout your career. That's why you never obligated yourself, because you're one of the most greediest and most selfish guys in the sport of boxing. And everybody know that. This is the guy who don't leave tips when he go to restaurants and all that type of stuff. Everybody know the stories about you, Bernard. Everybody. You came at Errol Spence, talked about you believed he faked his eye injury. And that joint went, knowing that it was legit. But for you to say that, but look at how you bitched up and faked that fake shoulder injury when you fought Chad Dawson. You knew Chad was gonna beat your ass, and you wanted to get out of that. You know better than that, Bernard. You know better than that, man. But I guess you don't want to see no other Philadelphia fighters surpass you, or to outdo whatever it is, your records are and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to see nobody do that. That's a shame. You knew Boots since he was a kid. His brothers sparred with you and worked with you. It's just sad, man, that somebody like Bernard Hopkins would just hate on somebody, with the talent that Jaron Ennis has. He endorsed all the wrong people. And at the time, even when his nephew was fighting, he wouldn't endorse his nephew. He was endorsing Danny Garcia over his own nephew. But that's the type of person Bernard Hopkins is. He's selfish. He hate on other people. He cheap. I know enough about Bernard Hopkins and how he is. And dude, you really need to, get off that, stop drinking that haterade, dude. Jaron Ennis is a gifted kid. He's a special talent. You know that he is. And you talking about he ain't showing you nothing and all that kind of stuff. Oh, he ain't really showing me nothing and all that. Are you serious? He's better than you. He's better than you. And everybody know you. Look at what you did to Bowie Fisher. You burnt Bowie Fisher when he trained. He trained you for all your fights. But in that Trinidad fight, that was your biggest payday when you fought Trinidad. You made about $3 or $4 million. But you were supposed to pay Bowie a certain amount of money. You burnt him. And the only reason why you went back and straightened that out was because before your mother passed away, she told you Mr. Leon was like a father to you. He was wrong for doing that. Then when they had the middleweight tournament with William Jobby, Keith Holmes, and everybody, and he was part of that tournament that actually led up to him getting the fight with Trinidad, Lou DiBella was the one who was responsible for, encouraging Bernard to be a part of that. And he had agreement with Lou DiBella to pay him, I think, $500,000. And then he stiffed Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella had to take him to court to sue him. So it ain't, all you gotta do is just ask around about Bernard. But you should be ashamed of yourself, man. You won't even support, a young kid from your own hometown who is young, black and gifted, and you know that he deserves to be a champion in this sport, and you know that he's going to do big things. So I don't want to see you turn around after he win a title or he start knocking people down, and then you start talking about, oh, but you know what? I figure you probably just going to make up excuses. You're going to make up excuses for the people that he beat rather than to give him credit for looking good, winning the way that he does. But enough about heads. Enough about heads who claim that when he walked down the street, people used to tuck their chains in. Oh, please, stop it. But October 30th, Jaron Ennis versus Thomas Dulorme is going to be a good one. I hope everybody tune in and watch that fight, because y'all in for a treat. Every time Jaron Ennis step in that ring, y'all going to get a treat. He going to give y'all everything he has. Every time he step in that ring, he giving it all. He putting it all on the line for y'all. For us, for those of us who are fans of the real fans of the sport. Not far away spectators who think, who think we know certain things and we really don't. We talking about real boxing fans. So, tune in October 30th. Jaron Ennis versus Thomas Dulorme. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, leave those comments, encourage others to subscribe to Rashawn's About Time Boxing, become part of my About Time Boxing family, become part of the About Time Boxing family, and the Trill 100 Mil gang. Let me know what y'all think about that fight. Do y'all feel that Boots should be the #1 contender for any slice of the welterweight crown after he beat Dulorme? Because after he beat Dulorme, it's going to be 28 with 28 wins with 26 knockouts, and still undefeated. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jaron Boots Ennis.